Just just want to say greetings and Merry Christmas to all my Grand Rapids Christian High class of '85 classmates. Hope all is well. I've also sent out a bunch of tweets to all you. There's something really special about y'all, my fellow classmates, fellow Eagles, and some of you also Eagle Knights. You know, each name that I read in that list of 85, it just kind of brings up a memory of one or two or more. Some that I knew, some of you I knew very well. Friends all the way from elementary school, because some of us went to Seymour, Millbrook, Christian High, and Calvin. Others I met, you came from different junior highs, maybe Oakdale or Preston or West Side, East Paris. No, not East Paris. East Paris went to Millbrook. East Paris was elementary, right? Yeah. Sylvan, and then others came from outside, from different areas even. But most came from those basic junior highs. There are probably a lot of them, like Millbrook is no longer operational. I'm not sure about any of the other ones, but I know they merged a lot of them. Anyways, all of you are really very, very important to me. I hope that you think of me once in a while as well. Thoughts and prayers. Some of you know that I moved from, our family moved during right after my junior year at Christian High, but then I came back and actually finished high school at Christian High, and lived with a friend, rest in peace Rick Bile, and then also with my uncle that year. I just checked the list of Christian High, my class 85 classmates. Notice that there's even more deceased than I realized. I don't know how we compare to other classes, but it seems like we have a large amount of deceased. I know that off the top of my head, I can think of, as I mentioned, Rick Bile, and then there's also Paul Laniga, Kurt Jelsma. I noticed Todd Kramers, who I didn't know very well, but I know his face if I see a picture. And then also, I think there were one or two other girls, and also Eric Glass and Mark Wunder. The girls' names I can't remember right at the moment, but anyways, we just keep all the deceased. I pray for the repose of souls for those who died. That's more of a Catholic thing, but no harm, no foul, as they say. Anyways, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. As you can see, in Southern Cal, this is probably the thing we spend 20% of our life doing here on the freeway. Just went to church in Pasadena. Now I'm heading out to Pomona. We're going to have a Messiah sing-along at the Pomona College's Claremont. That kind of reminds me of a Calvin College, even though it's not Christian, but it has that sort of small college feel to it more than some of the other institutions around here. And I don't know too many, there's not many that I know of Christian High Eagles out here in the LA area. I know Erin Morrison, I think she was here, maybe she still is, I don't know for sure. I think she went to USC, that's one I know. I think Eric Gonzalez may have been in Hemet, maybe still is, don't know for sure. That's about all I know. We do have a community here in Bellflower. That's why we moved here, because my dad was a pastor, CRC, and then also RCA. He still is a CRC pastor, not so active, kind of semi-retired, but we moved to Bellflower because that's where my grandfather, also a CRC pastor, started a Christian school, Valley Christian, which is still in operation, doing very well respected. Students come from far and wide because they know it's a pretty good school. And he was also, my grandfather was also a pastor at First CRC in Bellflower. That's kind of a little area where a lot of Christian Reformed settled back in the day, back when it was dairy farms, which it no longer is. So most of the dairy farms moved out to Ontario, California, where there's at least one Christian Reformed church there, as well as a Christian Reformed school. A lot of whom, or some of whom, go on to Calvin College. They make that trek. So I knew some kids from Calvin who went to Valley, who live in the Bellflower area. But there really was a big shift for me in terms of my life, and trying to find kind of get a feel where do I belong. I mean, I really did grow up in Grand Rapids, but now I've been out here for so long. So I always think y'all, maybe some of you are, maybe a lot of you, I don't know, probably a higher percentage of you are still in the West Michigan area. Natural. My brother still lives there, my older brother, and my older sister lives in St. Joseph, Michigan, so we still have a lot of communication with Michigan from my relatives, and then also other relatives who live there. Siblings and relatives with my dad and mom. My mom, of course, Maybe some of you know about Leo Peters and Butterball. And my dad, he actually grew up partly in Holland, Michigan, and also partly out here in California. So we have a lot of ties to West Michigan, always have, always will. And so you're always in our thoughts and prayers, and hopefully likewise. It's not a competition. Some people try to make me think, oh, he so thinks he's so cool because he's moved to California. No, not at all. There's pros and cons of living here, just like anywhere else. Pros and cons of living in West Michigan, just like anywhere else. You have some beautiful summers. Lake Michigan, awesome. Even the winters, I really love the winters there, but some people would say, oh, they like the warmer weather. We have a winter here, too. It's definitely not as cold, but there is snow up there in the mountains. I don't know if you can see it. Big Bear. And I go up there once in a while. I do a lot of pro-life activism now. I went on to be a teacher in the public schools, and then went back to seminary, became basically a Christian evangelist. Started my own ministry, do a lot of mission trips and things like that, trying to fulfill the Great Commission, as we all should be doing. It's not just you don't have to be trained to do that. It's just reaching out to others, telling the good news. We're all called, obligated, and we'll be judged in part based on what we try to do in that regard, not just based on fulfilling or the Ten Commandments, not just on what we don't do. Sins of omission, sins of commission. Most of you know that. So I just want to encourage all my fellow 85 classmates and everybody else at Christian Eye. I do have a blog, I'll try to link it here, to keep the faith, keep growing in Christ, keep telling the good news. Don't grow weary of doing good. Your labor for the Lord is not in vain. Have a blessed year, New Year, and a Merry Christmas. God bless you all.